Uh, Hey everybody, it is the grandmother, GRAMidei. Today is Patriot Day. That means it's 9/11. Never forget. I got this shirt for donating blood. Um, and it's always a hard day if you were at least middle school to high school aged in 2001. Mac, your dad was in elementary school, second grade. So that was a hard day. Hannah was, I think 3. Yeah, she was 3. Your Aunt Corey was only 7 months old when this happened, so she doesn't really remember it. And of course, Ashley was born after 9/11. Pretty much everything about the world changed after that day. You'd have to be old enough to know before 9/11 and then after 9/11. Your whole life, you're just going to know after 9/11, so you're never going to know that it was different. So I have this book. It's one that I picked up on one of my trips. I've taken all the kids, so your dad and your aunties, to New York City. We've seen Ground Zero and we've seen the museum. We've also, let's see, I think all of them, yep, all of them were with me when we saw the memorial also at the Pentagon. I was inside the Pentagon, but I don't think any of them were with me on that trip. The only site that I didn't see was the Flight 93 in Pennsylvania. So I got this at the museum. It was about kids' art, kind of right after it happened. I think the first time that I went to Ground Zero, I took your dad on a field trip there. It was in 2007, so it would have been 6 years after. And they were still excavating everything out of the crash site at Ground Zero because there was a lot of debris. So I've just earmarked some of these. I put little sticky notes into some of the cool pictures. So a student made this one. He was 17-year-old, 17, oh, Claire, 17-year-old. I want to assume gender, but I think I like this one because you could see, the faces of people and the flag. There were all kinds of artwork. I'll have to show you this one day. I like this one, this collage, only because after that, a lot of people who were Muslim were faced a lot of scrutiny and a lot of hate, and it was really hard for any of our Muslim friends or Muslim Americans. This one I liked. It was a painting. It showed Statue of Liberty. She's right in the harbor, right outside Manhattan. So I one time in 1980, let's see, we actually went to go see Grammy in Boston when she was going to Boston University, and you were 3. And I went to New York for just a day, and I went to the Twin Towers, and I went way up on the top, like here on the observation deck. I want to say it was on the 86th floor. And then you could look at these, you used to put a quarter in, and then you could see these kind of like binoculars. And that's where I first saw the Statue of Liberty. So for me, I think a lot about the Statue of Liberty when I was at the tower. This one I liked a lot. This one was 8 years old. The name was Iwa. And it shows the firefighters. And here's the towers in the background. Sometimes you can still see movies like from the 80s, and as they show the landscape of New York City and Manhattan, you can see the towers in that old footage. Here's one that I also really liked. Really colorful. There's a lot of damage all around the city. Like I said, it took a lot of time to clean that up. This one was from a kid named Yvette. She was 8. She said, I felt sad because the Twin Towers were my favorite towers. To me, the Twin Towers were the face of New York. True. I really like this one. This is the one that was on the cover. So they cut paper and then folded it up. And this one, kind of like a snow globe. You can see the bridge also. And then I like this too. I like this idea of, for a while, everyone was really coming together. We had support, the United States had support from everyone all around the world as we navigated this new space. And this one, resilience of our children. This is from a student named Rachel, who is 8. Thank you for helping New York City. I love the firefighters. God bless America. But it was also the Port Authority. It was also the police department. It was also all the medics, the EMTs, the volunteers that help. I remember I really thought after the towers went down that we would, there would be survivors that got pulled out. If I remember, I was watching and there was only, I think, one that came out. And then we realized, oh, this is going to be really bad. Here's the end pages with some of the pictures on there. So anyway, this is the kids' response and the kids' artwork to 9/11. And I definitely like this one too, to always remember. For you, it's not so much remembering, but learning. Everyone who was born after that time period, they have to know what it was like so that we don't ever have to experience anything like that again. Now I'm just kind of flipping through and seeing if there's any other things. When you're older, you'll be able to see the museum. It's really comprehensive. The museum is very well done. It's very emotional. I would say at the very minimum, you would need 3 hours to explore it, minimum. You could spend an entire day really getting absorbed. It's very well done. And the most poignant, which is a word that means really, how do I define that? I guess really important and memorable, is outside in the lobby, there's these benches and you can pull up, listen to a phone, like an old payphone, which you also will have to, I guess, Google that. And you can hear messages that people left from the plane or from the tower. Yeah, that was a real scary time. Today in my class, I gave the kids an option. I had looked at some resources that were on the museum, the 9/11 Memorial and Museum site, and they all said that they wanted to watch the film. And it was kind of cool because they had subtitles in Spanish and English and American Sign Language. And so each class picked a different subtitle. So I watched that film 4 times today. Yeah, it still gets to me, you know. Still gets to me. So hopefully, this looks like something you might draw when you're in elementary. The Dalmatian. Always, Mr. Rogers said, always look to the helpers. Always look to the helpers. Because when something's scary, there's always people that are going in to help. Firefighters, paramedics, EMTs, police officers, volunteers, Army, the National Guard, teachers, everyday people, donating blood and doing what they can to make our communities better. So with that, just want to say you're loved. And if you're watching this on this day, just remember to be good to each other. Never forget.